Today, I'm reviewing Supraworld. Well, to be fair, this is more of a first impressions. I spent about 2.5 hours with it, which was enough time for me to fully clear Floortown, the first major area. And I'll say right away, this game made a very strong first impression. Supraworld is, at its heart, a physics-based puzzle game, and I mean that in the purest sense. You play as a small character exploring a messy bedroom filled with toys, books, and everyday objects, all framed as a whimsical adventure where you collect eggs to unlock new abilities in order to eventually save a princess. The narrative framing is intentionally light, almost storybook-like, but it works beautifully with the setting. What really grabbed me immediately was the visual style. The bedroom as a world concept is charming and everything feels tactile. Objects don't just sit there, they interact with each other in believable, playful ways. And I also wanted to say that this really reminded me of It Takes Two. When I played that with Jen, it has a very similar feeling to when you're in the bedroom exploring that, and It Takes Two when you're miniature. I just like it. It's a really nice concept. It's a really nice thing it's not explored super often in games. Also Grounded. Grounded definitely explored that size level. So it reminded me of Grounded. It reminded me of It Takes Two. It's just got a great, very charming visual style. The puzzle design is where Supraworld truly shines. The game rewards experimentation and exploration at every turn. There are secret areas, optional puzzles, and side paths that aren't required for progression, but feel genuinely rewarding to discover. I actually found this secret area that had a picture of an area I already knew about, and it had like a little combination that you could use. And when you went back to that area, I found like different buttons that I had not found before, and if you press them in the right order, it actually opens up this little room where you get a bunch of extra coins. And that was just so cool that it rewarded that kind of exploration and just trying to experiment and seeing what works. One thing I appreciated immensely is that the game doesn't bottleneck you. If you're stuck on a puzzle, you can simply walk away and work on something else. I often found myself mentally bookmarking puzzles I couldn't solve yet, knowing that once I unlocked a new ability like running, jumping, or enhanced strength, I'd be able to return and crack them open. For example, there is a puzzle where in order to get a coin, you have to go up this ramp, and then there's a razor blade that you have to get over. And before you have the ability to jump, it's impossible, because as soon as you walk over the razor blade, you just die and you restart. But once you unlock the ability to jump, it's just a matter of walking up, jumping right over the little razor blade, and then you're good. And that's just so cool that you could just mentally do that. You could just, say, I can't solve this right now, but let me just walk away and try and just work on a different one for a little while. And that was really meaningful. The design philosophy just keeps frustration to a minimum, but it still offers challenge, and I like that. Supraworld makes a very important promise to the player. I noticed this in the little handbook that it gives you, which you discover pages of as you explore. It makes a very important promise that it actually keeps. The game explicitly tells you that puzzles never require jank, perfect timing, or absurd precision. And from my experience, that holds true. When you find the solution to a puzzle, it's clear. You feel clever, not lucky. This is very much a mind game and not a reflex test. That's very important because it tells you you're not going to have to do anything crazy like doing this weirdly timed jump or running with a specific timing or whatever it is. There's a puzzle where this guy is stationed outside a door, and his goal is to keep you from taking a blue key inside of that room. And there's a blue lock on the inside of the room, and so you have to get the blue key in there. There is no way that you can somehow dash right past him and prevent him from getting the key out of your hands and knocking it away. The solution is that you end up having to go somewhere else, and you actually drop the key into the room from the open ceiling. And that's what the solution is. There's no crazy timing that you need to do. It's just like, if something is not possible, then it's very clear that what you're doing is not possible. What you're trying to do is not possible. So I really appreciated it. The clarity of intent makes the challenge feel fair and satisfying, even when the puzzles get tricky. And they often do. Even in the beginning area, I was stumped at a lot of places, but I could eventually get them, and it's because I understood that if something wasn't working, it's because it couldn't work, not because I was doing it wrong. The sound design I wanted to mention, because it deserves it. it. Sounds are crisp, responsive, satisfying, whether it's objects colliding, mechanisms activating, environmental feedback. It's just cool. The little characters talking too, it's just really nice. I love it. And combined with the physics interactions, the audio really reinforces the sense that the world is alive and reactive. It adds a surprising amount of immersion for a game that takes place entirely in a bedroom. Now, technically, Supraworld ran flawlessly on my Linux machine. No lag, no stuttering, no issues whatsoever. That's especially impressive considering all the games that come out now that are not optimized. This game had no problems for me, and I just love it. And it's got great graphics, and I just didn't have any problems with it. The game has been in early access since August 2025, and I imagine it probably will still be in early access for quite a while longer, although I'm not sure. But what's already here feels polished and confident. This does not feel like a tech demo. This does not feel like a rough prototype. It feels like it's a strong foundation. The devs know what they're trying to create. It's just not finished yet. And I love that. I gotta say, much credit to the devs, all right? So here's my final take. Supraworld is a thoughtfully designed, highly polished physics puzzle game that respects the player's intelligence. I loved the art style, the interactivity of the environment, the freedom to explore, and the clear, fair puzzle design. It challenged me without ever feeling frustrating, and it encouraged curiosity at every step. At $30, I can confidently recommend this game even at full price, but especially for players who enjoy puzzle games that make you think. If you're looking for action or fast reflex gameplay, this probably isn't for you. But if you love clever puzzles, experimentation, and physics-driven problem solving, Supraworld is absolutely worth your time. So that's my first impressions of Supraworld. If you've played it, I'd love to know how far you've gotten and which puzzles gave you the most trouble. Also, let me know how badly I was doing in the footage that I recorded. I only recorded my first hour, but I did play for more than an hour afterward. Let me know what you guys think of the game. Let me know if you had a different experience with it. Anything that you would like to let me know of, I would love to hear from you guys. I do read every single comment, by the way. I don't always respond to every single comment, but I promise you I read every single one. So if you want to make your voice heard, what you gotta do, all right? As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more game reviews. I will see you next time, and you get to relax.